Let's get some more practice in with reference angles. I'd like you to try to do this on your own before watching this video. So if you haven't done so already, give it a try and then come back and watch the video and check your answers. In your homework, you are going to be given quadrants and reference angles, and then you'll have to find the measurement of the angle. I want to take it backwards here to get you guys comfortable with this process. This is going to be very important in the, in topic 7.3. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at A. We're going to draw the angle in standard position and then determine what the reference angle is. 30 degrees. You always start out with your initial side. Your initial side lies on the positive x-axis. And if I'm going to go 30 degrees in a positive movement, you're going to go counterclockwise. So here's 0 degrees, here's 90 degrees, which means 30 degrees is right in here. So here is my angle theta. Theta equals 30 degrees. Your reference angle is the positive acute angle between the terminal side of theta, here's the terminal side of theta, and the x-axis. Reference angles are always positive and they're going to be between 0 and 90 degrees. So in this instance, when we're in quadrant 1, well, from the x-axis to my terminal side is the same. So that means my reference angle, if you're in quadrant 1, is the actual angle, 30 degrees. Let's look at B. B is 135 degrees. Let's start out by drawing our initial side. Here's my initial side. I'm going to go positive direction. Positive is counterclockwise. Starting at 0, here's 90 degrees. Here's 180 degrees, which means the terminal side of theta is going to be in quadrant 2. Sketch it in. Here is angle theta. Angle theta is 135 degrees. I want to determine what the reference angle is. Here's the terminal side of theta. Here's my x-axis, positive movement. So what is the angle measurement here from the terminal side to 180 degrees? Stopped at 135. How much further do I have to go to get to 180 degrees? To calculate that, we will take 180 degrees minus 135 degrees. That gives me an angle measurement of 45 degrees. So my reference angle right here is 45 degrees. Looking at C, 240 degrees. Let's sketch the angle in standard position. My initial side on the positive x-axis. Moving in a counterclockwise direction because it is positive. Start at 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270. That's too far. So that means the terminal side of my angle, 240 degrees, is going to be in quadrant 3. Let's sketch it in. Here is angle theta. It's 240 degrees. My reference angle, again, here's the terminal side of theta. Here's the x-axis. So what is this measurement? I went 240 degrees, but I want to know what this measurement to 180 is. So it's kind of like I got to start here and backtrack it to 180 degrees, which means my reference angle is going to be 240 degrees minus 180 degrees. And that gives me a measurement of 60 degrees. So my reference angle here is 60 degrees. Let's do D. D is 300 degrees. Start out with the initial side. So 300 degrees, here's 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, all the way is 360 degrees. My terminal side of theta will be in quadrant 4. Let's sketch it in. Here's angle theta is 300 degrees. Finding my reference angle, here's the terminal side of theta. Here's the x-axis. So it is going to be this measurement right here. So how much further do I have to go from 300 degrees to get to 360 degrees? My reference angle will equal 360 degrees minus 300 degrees gives you a measurement of 60 degrees in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at some negative angles now. We are on E. E is negative 60 degrees. Starting out on the initial side. So when we are moving in a negative direction, we're moving clockwise. So if I go from here, 0, and I'm going clockwise, this is a 90-degree movement. So this is negative 90, negative 180, negative 270. I want to go down to negative 60. Well, this is 0, negative 90, negative 60 would be in quadrant 4. Theta equals negative 60 degrees. Now, my reference angle, remember reference angles are always positive. Here's the terminal side of my angle, and I'm going to go to the x-axis, which means I'm going in the positive direction. So there's my reference angle. Well, to go from negative 60 to 0, that's a movement of 60 degrees. So my reference angle is a positive 60 degrees. On D. D is negative 210 degrees. Start out with your initial side. And I'm going to move negative 210 degrees. So here's negative 90, negative 180. This would be a negative 270. So I know my terminal side of theta will be in quadrant 2. Let's sketch it in. And again, this is a negative angle, so we were moving clockwise. Theta equals negative 210 degrees. Here's my initial side, or excuse me, my terminal side and the x-axis. Now I want the positive measure. Reference angles are always positive. So how far would I have had to go to get this measurement? You can look at it a couple different ways. Let's do this. I started out at a measurement of negative 180 degrees, and I'm going to subtract my angle, theta, which is negative 210 degrees, which gives me a measurement of positive 30 degrees. So the measurement here, my reference angle, is a positive 30 degrees